Okay, my goal for today is to make a new house. It's time to move out of the dirt hut, even though I did get some flowers to decorate it today in this video, which you'll see later. Uh, I spoke in my first video about how I'm moving soon. It's called Minecraft, but we're having a deep chat. You don't need to watch it because it's kind of bad. I mean, I'm joking. The audio quality is worse than in this video, which might be saying a lot because my mic is not very expensive. So it is kind of rough. But it is kind of weird posting a first video because I always hear YouTubers that I like saying that they're embarrassed about their first videos and they delete them or they put them on private. And I feel like there's a possibility if I keep making YouTube videos that I'm going to do that one day because my first videos, the production value is not that good. I don't have the means for that. But at the same time, well, I mean, whilst I know that my first few videos won't be great because I just don't have the resources, you do literally have to start somewhere. And that's what I've done. I've just made a start. It kind of reminds me, when I was thinking about what to say in this video, I was watching a James Marriott stream, or a VOD or something, and he was talking about slowdown. And it's kind of like that, like he doesn't like the song, but when he talks about why he doesn't like the song, he's basically just saying that he didn't know what he was doing, or he hadn't found his voice yet, I guess. I'm going on a tangent, but basically all I mean is I don't have the skills to make really good videos, but I enjoy making them. So I'm just doing it. Anyways, nobody asked, so I'm just going to move on. Actually, before I do move on, there was another thing that this kind of makes me think about, is that it's always really crazy to me how people can watch your YouTube videos at any point in time. Like, you can watch a YouTuber's earlier videos. Say they've been making videos for like 6 years, you can watch a video of them from 6 years ago, and you might watch it thinking that the way they're talking or what they're talking about or how they're acting represents how they are currently, but it just doesn't. Like, it just doesn't. And I know that doesn't apply to me because I literally, this is my third video I've ever made, but the thought of that is kind of stressful and like scary because, I mean, I have no idea how long I'm going to be doing this for because I'm literally just having some fun. But say I do this for 6 years, who am I going to be in 6 years? Do you know what I mean? What the hell? Who is she? Anyways, now I will move on. Okay, so building a new house. This build I found on the YouTube channel called Tanol Games. I think that's what it's called, or Tanol Gaming. I'll link the video in the description anyway, if I know how to do that. Although I'm sure I do know how. But, so yeah, I'm kind of, with the whole moving thing, I'm kind of at a point where I guess I'm just bricking it. I'm hella nervous, mostly for the first few days because I'll be kind of idle and have nothing to do when I first get there. So I'm kind of just expecting to be a bit sad and bored and lonely when I first arrive, which is probably going to suck a little bit, but I mean, I guess at least I'm managing my expectations, maybe, I don't know. Okay, that kind of took a hella depressing turn, and I didn't mean for it to, so I'm sorry. I'm trying to be realistic, but also not pessimistic. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, I watched a Lydia Violeta video recently, which I'll also link in the description because it was really good. I enjoyed it, 10 out of 10. It was about her moving to Copenhagen for a year abroad at uni. Or well, it was about her experience after coming back from the year, so it was like a year in review type of video. And she was really spouting wisdom. She was spitting facts left, right, and centre. And I can only thank her for it. She did spend part of the video talking about, I guess, not being too optimistic and being more kind of realistic, which is what I was trying to do earlier without being too sad and intense. I actually have a hella big fear of like oversharing and trauma dumping, as in me doing it to other people, because it really sucks when it happens to you. Not that people can't open up, obviously, but it's just a kind of complicated grey area, I think, sometimes. Anyways, in her video, Lydia Violeta spoke about not being too optimistic, and she was saying when you move abroad to a new place, expect to feel lonely, expect to feel homesick. She said expect to feel more isolated than you ever have before, which sounds, I mean, aside from that sounding difficult and scary, I guess it is realistic. I keep saying that, but I don't know. Sometimes when your expectations are really, really high, you can feel very disappointed. And that doesn't mean to say that I think it's a bad thing or a bad idea to be hopeful and to, I guess, maybe manifest good things or seek happiness and peace and, you know, settling, like feeling settled in a place. Try and build that for yourself. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. I think sometimes these things are difficult, or sometimes they take time, mostly, I guess, and it's okay to be realistic about things, I think. Do you think? I don't know. But then she also went on to say something which was crazy to me. I feel like she was saying it right to me. She said, time spent alone is not time wasted. And she said that was the main thing she learned on her year abroad. And I'm really glad I heard that, because I think it's very easy to overthink the time that you spend by yourself, or just it's very easy to overthink when you are by yourself. Now, I'm not necessarily a person who's bad at being by themselves or being alone. I'll spend the day by myself. I'll go to a cafe by myself. I've never been out for dinner by myself. I feel like I would be scared to do that, but I'll do it in the daytime. I'll do anything by myself. I've never been to the cinema by myself before, but that's kind of a dream of mine. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. That all being said, whilst I feel like I can spend time alone, it doesn't mean that I never worry about it or question it. Like, sometimes I think I shouldn't be doing stuff alone, like I shouldn't be good at doing stuff alone, and that was actually something I was nervous about moving abroad, because a lot of people say that it's really good for, like, growing your independence and learning to be alone. And I don't want to get too good at it, not to flex or anything, but, like, I think sometimes it's harder for me to actually, like, reach out to people, but I'm gonna stop there because, again, as I said, I'm terrified of oversharing and I don't want to get into, like, you know, my traumatic past, because I don't have a traumatic past. I'm just a drama queen, okay? I guess all I mean is sometimes I feel like I want to be doing stuff with someone and I feel like I want to be making memories with someone, but Lydia Violeta saying that time spent alone is not time wasted, straight to me, personally me, it made me realise, or just kind of reminded me, that it doesn't always have to be necessary. And at the end of the day, alone time is still valuable and it's still worthwhile. And if I think about it, I'm moving abroad alone. Like, I've got to back myself. I've got to be there for myself. The person I can rely on the most is myself. And I have to show up for myself. And if that means taking myself to the cafe alone, then I'm going to do it. I was also talking to someone the other day about just more generally about young adult life and a pattern that I've noticed in it, which is that it can be quite unsettled a lot of the time. And I was talking to an adult about it and they agreed, and they were saying, especially it can be like when you're in university, they said they compared it to a broken home, which obviously it's not the same thing. It is different. But you have different places that feel like home to you. And that can get confusing because it's like, where is my actual home? Because you spend a lot of time in one place and it's like, this feels like home now. But then I move back home to my parents or in with one of my parents and this feels like home again. And it's just kind of unsettled and not settled, which is what the word unsettled means, if you didn't know that. But then I said, I was like talking about this and then I was like, and it's getting kind of annoying now. So I'm quite privileged in the sense that I've actually lived in the same house my whole life so far. Well, until I was 18, I lived in the same house. And so that was very stable, I guess. It was like reliable and settled. Like my childhood was very settled. And I think by contrast, young adult life can feel very intense sometimes. And sometimes I just feel like I'm uprooting my life all the time and moving around and having to start afresh all over again. And as I say, it's getting annoying, it's getting frustrating. But that doesn't mean to say that I'm not enjoying myself. It's just, it is quite a lot of hard work and effort. And I don't know, it's just intense. I think it's always just nerve-wracking in the run-up to moving somewhere new. And I'm especially not looking forward to feeling isolated, because I am going to have to just start fresh and get myself through it. And it's going to be a lot of effort. I'm going to have to put a lot of effort in. That being said, I think I'm literally just nervous at the moment and like a little bit anxious. I feel like this video has come out really pessimistic, or I don't know, sad. I'm also not trying to come across ungrateful, because I don't know, this is a great opportunity and I'm very lucky. And that's another thing, whenever I talk to my friends about it, because some of them are saying, oh, when are you leaving? And I say when, and they're like, oh, that's really exciting. Actually, as I'm recording this audio, I'm leaving tomorrow morning. Like, I have to wake up at the crack of dawn, and I'm leaving tomorrow morning. So it kind of makes sense that this is literally crunch time. It makes sense that I'm feeling nervous. But yeah, when my friends talk to me about it, they always say, oh, exciting. Like, are you looking forward to it? And I think I'm just struggling to look at the exciting parts of it, because this is exciting. And when my friends say back to me like, oh, this is so exciting, like, or when I talk to them about how I'm nervous and then they say, no, you should be excited, like, you should be looking at the good sides, like, I keep thinking about it and like, oh my gosh, you're leaving, oh, this is so exciting. And it does remind me that it is exciting. There are good sides to look at, and I should be looking at them. I really should, because my friends are doing better than me at that, so I need to sort it out, really. I said exciting an incredible amount of times in that last audio clip, so I hope you took a shot every time I said it. Or maybe a sip of water, because health is wealth. Also, I just remembered saying that now, that I need to finish packing my bags, because I haven't done that, and I'm leaving tomorrow morning at the crack of dawn. Let's go! I've packed most of it, but I'm so disorganised, so I've had to wash some of my clothes, and I'm just waiting for them to dry. And it's also just, I don't know what clothes to take, because my mum is always saying to me, we need to pack light for things. But I'm literally moving there. I can't pack light. I need to take my whole life with me, right? Is that right? I also got a Monzo card recently, because it has something about the international transfer rate. I don't know what the exact right words are, so I don't want to say anything because I'm scared of being wrong. But I don't know where I've put it, and it is luminous pink, so I should be able to find it quite easily. But I've lost it, so that's good. Also, I didn't know, but I don't think everyone knows about the posh stereotype of having a Monzo card, because once one of my friends talked about having a Monzo card, and I went, oh, send it to me on my Monzo, yeah. And she looked at me like I was crazy, so that was really fun. Made me feel really good, but anyways. Okay, I've rambled so much. I'm such a rambler, but the last thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is another thing that Lydia Violeta said in her video. I think this is kind of the point that she ended her video on, and I just said video so many times. Anyways, it really also blew my mind. See, this is the thing why it was such a good video to me. She was spitting facts. She said that it was really empowering for her to move to a new place and build a completely new life for herself. And to know that she did that herself for herself. And that is a crazy thing. That's a crazy feat. And I can see why that would feel very empowering. And I haven't actually done that yet. I haven't succeeded in building a life for myself in a new place. I mean, I've done it before, I guess, moving to uni. But this feels like a much bigger scale than that did. Or at least, I don't know. I can't really remember how I felt when I moved to uni. But I think it feels quite similar, but I'm going to be in a different country, so it does feel different. But I don't know, saying goodbye to an old place and being able to start something completely new by yourself in a completely new place, in a foreign place. That's brave. I think that takes courage. I think it takes guts. And if I can't be empowered by, the achievement of moving somewhere new quite just yet, maybe I can feel empowered by the bravery it takes. I don't know, I feel kind of scared, as I've said throughout this whole video. Not feeling like a brave girly, but also I kind of am, because I'm still doing it. Like, even though I'm worried, I'm still taking the plunge. And I think that's also big. And I think maybe I can just feel empowered by that. I mean, at the end of the day, if we put things into perspective, if I can stand to move out of my gorgeous dirt hut in my new Minecraft world into this brick house that I've built, which is also gorgeous, then I can do anything. And I think that's all I had to say. Goodbye.